Had to wait for that last race to cross the line before we call this one, but this is the grand final for the Women's Collegiate 4, D2, D3, and club programs. Let me give you the lane assignments. Lane 1 is the University of Central Oklahoma. Lane 2, UC Santa Barbara. Lane 3, Seattle Pacific. Lane 4, UC Irvine. Lane 5, Cal Poly Humboldt. Lane 6, University of Central Oklahoma B. And right now the leader is going to come out of lane 2, that's UC Santa Barbara. They're looking at about a start advantage over both lanes 1 and 3. So UCO and Seattle Pacific side by side duking it out for that top spot, but now here comes Humboldt from lane 5 trying to get into the mix. So they're working their way a little bit farther into Seattle Pacific's lead. But the Gauchos, Santa Barbara, they are out in front taking charge. They've really done quite a good job here in the Varsity 4 this weekend, and they're proving their speed here just at about 750 meters gone. So the racing right now that we're going to watch is between these Division II programs, the Broncos of UCO, the Falcons from Seattle Pacific, and then the Lumberjacks of Humboldt. Just behind Humboldt, in the 5th place spot, it's going to be the B entry from University of Central Oklahoma, so they could definitely be a contender. Back by a bit of open water continues to be UC Irvine. But great racing here up front by the Gauchos. They're trying to pull clear of the rest of the field, looking for that most likely by the 1,000-meter line, just pacing themselves along. Very clean rowing here. What I'm seeing is a lot of power coming out of that University of California, Santa Barbara boat. Good connection between the rowers. You can see a lot of emotion coming out of that stroke seat. Very aggressive, good pace, and really showing it here as they have pulled clear, and now it's open water for UC Santa Barbara as we approach 1,000 meters gone. Really heating up, though, between lanes 1, 3, and 5, that's Central Oklahoma, Seattle Pacific, and Humboldt. UCO still holding on to that 2nd place spot, sitting maybe 2 seats over Seattle Pacific. Humboldt trying to come up and pull even with Seattle Pacific. Seattle Pacific with the advantage for the 3rd place position by about 2 seats.
Woo! Yeah, ASU! Woo!
Back to them continuing in 5th. It's going to be Central Oklahoma, their B entry, and then finally UC Irvine in 6th. But now the boat that I'm looking at is Seattle Pacific. So Santa Barbara's still in front, but Seattle Pacific has now moved themselves up to that 2nd place position, overtaking Central Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma falling back to 3rd. Humboldt still in 4th. These 3 crews very close to each other. There's a lot of action, a lot of kind of trading places going back and forth. So with 750 meters to go, it is all about the Gauchos. They have about a half a length of open water, but behind them, it is a battle between Seattle Pacific, University of Central Oklahoma, and Humboldt.
And we are about 100 meters from that 500 to go, if we'll call it. And we are going to say it is Santa Barbara, again, still in the lead, with Seattle Pacific making a push. Look at those red blades here, closing the gap of open water on Santa Barbara. So they are really going to make a push here. They have about 500 meters to do it. We'll see if they can manage. Still connected to that stern deck is the bow ball of University of Central Oklahoma, as well as Humboldt way out there. We cannot discount these crews on the outside lanes, and that's what these coxswains on the shoreside lanes here have to keep an eye out for. So they have to look all the way across the field and see that crews like Humboldt are starting to challenge. as well as another Central Oklahoma boat on the outside. So a lot of these boats still connected here, chasing down our leader, Santa Barbara, in lane 2. As we come into that 500-meter mark, we are coming down the chute now. Santa Barbara still in the lead. That stroke seat, as Adrian said before, is being very brave here. She is able to see the rest of the field and can try to hold them off and kind of urge her crew on and be brave. If she needs to take the rate up a little bit earlier, she may need to tell her coxswain that they need to go a little bit sooner even than planned sometimes. And that's the beauty of having a great stroke seat like this. So Santa Barbara still pushing away from Central Oklahoma and Seattle, who is really trying to make a push, really trying to overlap those bow decks. And here we go, Santa Barbara coming down the chute. They know that if they can maintain this type of composure, that they are going to walk away with that first place in the grand final. Here we go, Santa Barbara. Being challenged here by Seattle in lane 3, but Seattle has run out of water. It is going to be Santa Barbara for the win, followed by Seattle. Very tight race here between Central Oklahoma on the shore and Humboldt in lane 4. Phenomenal showing by Humboldt, followed by another Central Oklahoma boat. And rounding out our field again will be UCI within their last 10 strokes here. Strong finish from UCI, and that is the women's Varsity 4 Division II Grand Final. Congratulations to Santa Barbara.
Probably 7 minutes and 30